I want to welcome you back to Black Site, and tonight we're going to talk about AOC trying to steal the reparation movement from ADOS and FBA. Once again, she's talking about reparations for Hispanics. And how can you talk about reparations for Hispanics? They were never brutalized. They were never held in slavery for 400 years. She's talking about even reparations for illegal aliens. She has truly lost her mind, and for those in the black community who think that this young lady is their friend, they got another thing coming. She's in it for her people, which is the Hispanic people, the Puerto Ricans. But how does she get on IG when she's drinking like a slob, talking about reparations for Hispanics? See, this is what happens when you let other groups hijack your movement. See, this happened in the 60s. Most of you don't even know about. When we were fighting for our civil rights in that 1964 Civil Rights Bill, we made one big mistake. And that bill should have just been for African Americans. But we left the door open to be hijacked and stolen. We let them put in women and other minorities. So now when it comes to us in affirmative action, who benefits most from affirmative action? It's white women. Who gets most of the contracts, so-called minority contracts? White women. Who gets preferential treatment into schools? Indians, Chinese, Arabs, Africans, when all those places should have been for just African Americans. So here we go again with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez stepping into the spotlight, saying, yes, I support reparations, but she constantly says that word in Hispanics, reparations. See, we got to understand, because she happens to be Hispanic, she hangs out with Illa Omar, who's a bed wench, and Ayanna Presley, that somehow she was in our best interest. But that's like letting a thief stay in your house and being surprised that they stole everything in the house. And that's what she's doing. And most people have to understand that when you fight for a movement, you don't add in minorities. You don't add in women. You talk about yourself, which is African Americans, ADOS and FBA. When you don't do that, you see people running around trying to get a piece of the pie. So she's saying, I'm for reparations long as my people get a cut. So what is that cut? See, you have to understand that Hispanics is now the second largest minority in America. What she's saying, when the money is dished out, they supposed to get most of the money, and that's what's in the back of her mind. I'm telling you right now. And most people don't invite somebody in your house who you know is a thief. And that's how she rolls. See, by her putting Hispanics into the conversation, she's watering down reparations. So if you're going to put Hispanics in there, why don't put Native Americans? Why don't put Asians? And see, we have to stop that. And she's went to Al Sharpton's conference, and Al Sharpton let her ramble on about reparations. And see, people like Al Sharpton don't work for us. They work for the system. That's why the Democrat Party and Obama invited him into the party. They know that he will do whatever they tell him to do. Instead of him shutting her down, he let her ramble on, gave her a platform to talk about Hispanics getting reparations. And every time she has a shot of liquor, that's what she talks about. Her people. She didn't say you. She said Hispanics. And you got to be careful right now. Because as this issue travels down the line, see, people will cling on to you as long as they can get benefits. Like Claude Anderson said, why do so many people come to America? They come for benefits. See, they get here in this country, they get the benefits as soon as they hit the shores. Any minority that hits the shores of America gets the same benefits that African Americans get. They're equal minority and they haven't been here but 5 seconds. So we have to be careful when we cut deals down that we don't add in other groups. It's just us, ADOS and FBA, and we have to shut down people like AOC and many others who will piggy bank, steal reparations for us, and haven't spent any time fighting for the issue. When have you ever heard LaRaza fight for the reparation issues? When have you ever heard any of these Hispanic groups fighting for reparations? Because they know they don't deserve any of them. But if you can steal something from ADOS, FBA, they certainly will. And they'll do it right in front of your face with the help of the CBC, Al Sharpton, Reverend Barber, and so many of these other coons who running around here trying to talk about black and brown, talking about this coalition that does not exist. The only coalition we have is ADOS and FBA and us getting our reparations. And we must stop this nonsense with AOC and so many of her people on the progressive left that happens to be Hispanic Puerto Rican, who see this as an opportunity to put money in their pockets and rebuild their communities on the back of our hurt and pain that we have suffered for over 400 years. Right now is the time that we draw lines in the sand and say, no, don't get in our business, don't ask for reparations on our cause, and no, you're not getting a piece of this pie. And somebody needs to tell AOC that. She's a brash, arrogant woman who feels as though she's entitled to get what African Americans and ADOS and FBA deserve. For what reason? She hasn't suffered. Her family hasn't suffered. The only people who have suffered is us. And we deserve them direct payments. They can give it to us as a stimulus plan. They can give it to us over a period of years. But we want that check from this government. And we got to be careful who we dealing with. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, and share this video.